with that the programs. So one program was to find all anagrams in a string. That means if there is a word like a e I o u, then how many words like it can be generated with that same number of alphabets. It can be repeated, it can it may like be consonants, vowels, anything. So whatever is there, how many words it can be generated. So that is the, it's all about anagrams. Then the next one is like program to display valid parenthesis string with number of parentheses given. So if it is n equals to 2, and then the valid are like this, 2 open pair and one inside that. So if this is the pair, means it's not valid, so this is not considered as valid. So it will be like this. Now if it is 3, then we can put it like this, right? So it can happen like this. So this is one sort of, or like this, or like this. So how many pair of you will get it, as per that is the valid one. Okay. So now like this. So that was the program. So it can be like generated using a recursive program, using that in if you remember that in fix postfix some expressions. So but I was not able to strike it through. So I'm not, that's why I'm not giving, because you guys may know better than me. So you can comment that how we can generate that. So that was all about the JavaScript. So then moved on to React. So in React it was all about, first they asked me about what are hooks. So what all hooks you know. It was actually coming from the functional components versus class components. So I mentioned about functional components, so that's why he asked about hooks. So use ref, use state, example, difference with example. That too, it went a little bit deeper for the use ref. So how we will refer a DOM element and how we will pass it through the React component. Then use callback versus use memo. So the main difference of that and how we have implemented that. Then the code optimization techniques. So here we can put all the optimization techniques we have used. Like pure components, HOC, fragments, then immuted mute data structures, then what all, code splitting, lazy loading. So what all you have used, you can mention it over there. So I didn't mention about throttling and debouncing, so that's why they asked it particularly what are them. Then what are synthetic events, and with examples we can give that, right? Stop propagation and preventive and default, so those things. Then life cycles in React with the help of hooks, I explained. Then usage of keys. So usage of keys, and how we are not, how we can't use index as key. So that is a like always asking question, right? So that was also asked. Then how to achieve page responsiveness. How I said about media queries, so how I used it, those things. Then the questions went on to the configuration part. So they asked me like, if you are starting from the scratch, so do you know without using create react app how you will create a React project. Then webpack configuration, so what are like the plugins, the input output, the everything, right? Script, what all the main things are there, the environment. So those things we should be aware of. So they just wanted to know about the webpack configuration, if I know or not. Then moving on to Redux flow, they asked me about the Redux flow. So the basic flow I mentioned, and then they asked me what all selectors I use. So use selectors, the dispatch procs, those things I have mentioned it. And what about the use of middleware? So what is actually particularly using over there? So middleware is like when we use it, we can actually return a function, right? Instead of a action object, right? So so that we can perform asynchronous operations. So that's what they wanted to know. So that was all about the Air India interview for me, and these were the questions. I hope it would be helpful to any one of you. So please do subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.